All right. Here we go. Ninja. Ninja moves to Mixer. The next chapter, mixer.com/ninja. Okay. So Ninja does an announcement, right? Mixer.com/ninja has a well-produced thing. And then he talks a little bit about it and says that like the reason why he's going to join the platform is because like he wants to get back to his streaming roots. So there's a hidden message in that that's really interesting. So first of all, on the industry side, right, this is a surprise to no one. We know that because number one, it's August 1st, 2019. So the Twitch contract ended, right, on July 31st. The August 1st was the beginning of the Mixer contract. So all that Ninja had to do to get out of his Twitch contract was to send a 30-day notice and be like, "Hey, we're not renewing our contract." And then what Mixer would do the offer. So this has been in place for several months, a few months, and it doesn't really come to us. You could also see like on the partnerships team, like everybody's just saying like, "Hey, we wish you well." Like, "Oh yeah, like we hope you do well on Mixer," things like that. Like nobody's like saying like, "Oh my God, like it's such a huge surprise," right? So like everybody industry wide kind of knew that this was coming. That's important because that means that it's not like a sudden break off. There's no like drama with Twitch. There's no thing like that. It's like a pretty good move. So overall, Ninja moves to Mixer, and this has pretty enormous implications for the streaming in general. There's some pretty crazy stuff with this deal. Particularly, the biggest thing is this. Free subs this month. This is actually insane. So you actually get free subs on Ninja's channel. You can just sub. And that's gonna be an insane source of revenue for Ninja. I mean, like unimaginable. So couple of things that I think people don't know about this deal. Number one, all of the numbers that I'm hearing quoted, every number that I've heard quoted so far about what Ninja's getting paid for this deal is actually lowballing. I think it's way higher than people might think it is. That said, this is not exclusively a money deal. Let's look at the stats here. So if we look at Ninja on Twitch over the past 90 days, okay, it's no surprise to anybody. You know, past 180 days, and even the past year, right? It's no surprise to anybody that his viewership is declining. So it's almost impossible to maintain viewership like Ninja's with the current ecosystem of Twitch. Like Twitch just doesn't have the support to like have a streamer like this. Like it's all like temp hype. So over 180 days, I think you can see it like 90 days most clearly, right? So half a year, his viewership's down 40%. Hours watched down 49%, followers gained down 55%, views gained down 50%, peak viewers down 33%, and hours streamed down 22%. Watching this number is kind of important. If we look over the last 30 days, he only had 91 hours streamed compared to like your average person in this category is like somewhere around 200, right, or 150. His average viewership was up, but his overall hours watched was down, and followers gained was down by 20% as well. So Ninja, although he's been kind of ticking back up after his initial decline about 6 months ago in viewership, he still has a lot less hours watched overall, and he's not growing as fast. So Ninja made a pretty calculated decision here. And I think that the biggest thing that I want to say about this is this was largely a move, one, because Ninja wants to solidify his brand on Mixer, and number two, because Mixer is a brand-friendly platform. And it's very likely, it's not very likely, it's guaranteed that Ninja is going to get much higher CPM on Mixer than he is on Twitch. The reason is because of a problem that I've been talking about with Twitch for a long time, which is the ad problem on Twitch, which is we have all of our streamers put into a bunch of, like, just one category, right? So an advertisement goes to me as it goes to Trainwrecks, as it goes to Wreckful, as it goes to Greek God X, as it goes to Co-Carnage, right? The ads all go to the same inventory, but not all those streamers are on the same tiers as far as brand friendliness. So when that lowers CPMs, because advertisers won't buy with people that are on, advertisers will not buy with people on Twitch as much. But Mixer is a brand friendly platform and it advertises itself this way. Ninja has always been brand friendly. well, not always, but I guess like since he like really started ticking up, like he decided to stop cursing mostly and like decided to try to be brand friendly. He was trying to make that work on Twitch, but wasn't really getting the benefit because his CPMs weren't going to reflect it because he still pulled in with all the other streamers. So like, whereas on Mixer, that's like the inventory that they sell against Ninja will increase his CPMs overall. So he's make much more money on advertising. He's going to make much more money in general, right? He also got a flat fee for switching to Mixer. And in the long term, this is a pretty good move for everybody. It's a really good move for Mixer because this is Mixer's chance. Twitch is not doing well right now. Twitch has a really negative view in the what we talked about yesterday on the ban situation. They have a really negative viewpoint overall in the whole community. This expands outside of like what I look at like LSF and I see that like sort of like insulated community, but it's actually like the expanded community of like stream viewers and people that are aware of this ban situation and they're aware of like Twitch not doing really well in their enforcement and Twitch also the recent news I think that is really important, right? Is that we're going to get to in a moment. Is Twitch's declining viewership. So Twitch overall is not doing great. Mixer has grown in the same amount of time that Twitch has declined. Not by much, but in quarter two, Mixer increased 6%, whereas viewership overall in Twitch declined. Same with YouTube. So Mixer has, what I view this as is I think this is absolutely 100% Mixer's like last shot. That if Mixer is in the absolutely best time to acquire a streamer like Ninja. If they screw this up, that's it for the platform. But if Ninja can actually convert a lot of viewers over to Mixer and then get streamers to start using this platform, it's a really intelligent move for Mixer. It's actually an intelligent move for Mixer even if they don't make that work because the ad inventory that they will sell against Ninja is going to make them more money than what they're paying him because he's brand friendly and he fits the platform. So what Mixer can do now is they can actually identify themselves as, hey, we are the brand-friendly Twitch, right? So if you want to get World Star Hip Hop, TMZ type content, go over to Twitch. If you want to get brand-friendly content that you can put in front of your kids, go to Mixer. That's an incredible value add for Mixer. If Mixer, and Mixer knows this, right? Twitch is screwed up so bad by keeping these like Drama Frog, like type streamers on the top. It's really, really going to mess them up. It's going to cost them super big if they don't fix this. I just talked about this yesterday. Like you do not want Twitch to be like the sort of world star hip hop of the streaming world, and that is a move that Mixer can capitalize on by acquiring someone like Ninja. So that's why it's good for Mixer. It's good for Ninja because Ninja his viewership has been declining. However, he's becoming more of a sort of personality outside of esports than he is and streaming than he is overall. He's on Letterman, he's on Conan, he's on late night shows, he's on Ellen. So Ninja, you can see by his hours streamed, right? Like if you look at like he's well below average because he's got stuff to do. He's got media engagements. He's sort of a face of the gaming world right now. And he doesn't need to focus that much on live streaming as much as he needs to focus on like building his brand outside of that and the activations that he has. So it's a good idea for him to go to Mixer, get paid a flat fee, and then chill there, still stream, but not as much, while he capitalizes on his other market opportunities. So it's a super good move for Ninja. Ninja long-term has a guaranteed source of revenue. He is most likely going to convert on some of his viewers, and he has a lot of stuff going on outside of streaming. So like being the sort of like face of like Fortnite gaming and like the positive face of like Fortnite gaming is like really good for him. So he's in a good position. It's also good for Twitch because it'll finally force Twitch to actually compete. Whereas Twitch has basically thought that they're invulnerable. We've gone through and we reported last month on the quarter two reports for YouTube, Mixer, and Twitch. And even Facebook gaming, YouTube, and Mixer all grew against Twitch's viewership. So Twitch's watched hours were -2%. And that doesn't mean that like Twitch is going away or that like it's all over. It's not even indicative of a long-term trend of declining viewership because it's just one quarter. What is interesting, though, is that YouTube, Mixer, and Facebook gaming, in the same time frame that Twitch decreased, increased their viewership and increased their watched hours. And some of them increased by a lot. So YouTube, for example, had 735 million more viewership hours compared to Twitch. So that's really interesting. So YouTube now owns about 20% of the streaming market. It still feels to us like Twitch owns all of it, but it's actually not true. The live streaming market is starting to diversify. Mixer holds the lowest percentage at 3%, but they've just increased that number vastly. They've just totally gone past Facebook gaming. So it's very good for Twitch because it's going to encourage Twitch to actually finally do something to kind of like hold their position. And I hope that it gets Twitch to start thinking about their culture and who they want to be. Because I've said for a long time, if you look at one of my favorite things to show on the stream is the marketing adoption curve, right? Right now, there's nobody that's solved this problem in live streaming. So the way this works is like whenever a product or a service is created, you always have this initial 2.5% that jump into it. You have 13.5% of the market that then jumps into it a little bit later. And then you have this huge 68% vertical that is kind of the goal of every tech company to get into. In order to cross the chasm to this group of 68%, so the other way to word this would be in order for Twitch to go from having 40 million monthly active users to 1 billion monthly active users, they have to cross into this threshold. And for Twitch to do that, they have to really think about their culture. Right now, Mixer is better primed to drop into this than Twitch is. YouTube too. Even though their total market share is much lower, they have positioned their business in a way that is much more accessible to these people. Whereas like right now, the 2.5% to like somewhat like maybe half of this category it is not going to meaningfully push the needle for advertisers and brands to take Twitch seriously. And that's why Twitch is not taken seriously yet by like F500s and people like that. So Twitch has a really good opportunity to fix their culture and to sort of like reverse this and change this. The way they do that is what I've been saying for a couple of months. What the hell just happened? You create partnered tiers. So you have to move the people who are brand friendly on Twitch, you know, your Lyrics, your Co-Carnages, whatever, into your premium category. You have to sell inventory against them. And then your medium tier is kind of like semi-brand friendly, whatever, and then your bottom tier is just people you push to the side. You don't really incentivize watching their streams, and you lower them in discovery. And that's how you compete with someone like Mixer right now. Because it looks like it's like, okay, well, Mixer is just 3% of the market, but this is like the same kind of like case that's like, okay, well, like MySpace was like 90% of the social media market at one point, and now it's not because competitors just figured out how to add more value and how to identify with the adoption curve better. Basically, MySpace was the exact same problem, right? Like they started with enthusiasts. It was kind of a site about music, and then it sort of expanded into visionaries, but it never crossed this chasm. A lot of people were asking me like, hey, how do you know this? Like, how are you doing all this stuff? Like, how do you pull up all these stats? This is literally my job full time, right? I'm CMO of Nerd Fusion. My whole job is crunching data for Twitch and YouTube and figuring out what works and what doesn't. So I'm good at this. This conversation is 100% my lane. So to cross the chasm into this, MySpace never did that, but Facebook did, right? Facebook made it accessible to people to use. It made it cool enough for people within the 18 to 35-year-old demographic to use, but it also made it accessible to like 65-year-old people and like boomers and stuff like that. So everybody joined it. And even the skeptics are like kind of on Facebook. So Facebook has like the whole modicum of this chasm. Twitch is not anywhere close to that, and Mixer and YouTube are better positioned because they're both brand friendly. So I think right now it's good for Twitch because it encourages that competition, and I really want to see that competition happen. I've been immensely disappointed in how Twitch has operated as a business in the last like 5 to 6 months. There's an enormous lack of transparency. There's a huge lack of conversation. There's just gross mismanagement of things like the moderation team and just in general like the business itself, communication with broadcasters and partners, and all of that. It's just overall. not good. So I think Twitch can reverse this. They're in the best position to reverse this. In my experience, when companies get really slow and bureaucratic, funny enough, like a lot of times they can't reverse this because there's people that see the problem from within the company, but they're just not able to fix it. So I'm actually pretty worried for Twitch overall, I would say. It's going to be a really hard road for Twitch from here to try to fix this. And I understand that like a lot of people are not thinking this. They might think that like the ninja move is really stupid and stuff like that. And they might think that this is really dumb because like, oh, like Devin, well, like Mixer only owns like 3% of the market. Look at Twitch, they own 72%. You just have to realize like how quickly upsets can happen when the sort of perception changes that Twitch is no longer like a place to be. It's just a place for bottom tier content. In the same way that like you like a lot of people just wouldn't trust World Star Hip Hop for as like a news site. And that's unfortunately like more of what we're becoming because of Twitch's like really lax communication on moderation. I'm really excited about it. I think it's great that Ninja's doing this. I think it's good for everybody. I think nobody loses here. It's really good for Ninja. It's really good for Mixer. It's really good for Twitch, potentially. And the thing, so I've talked about so far what I know, and I'll now talk about what I don't know and what I'm really interested in seeing. So what I don't know is how Ninja's viewership will convert over to Mixer, and I'm extremely interested in this. I will be watching this like a freaking hawk, dude. Like white on rice. I will be watching this like every day. It's actually going to be insane. I'm really interested when Ninja starts streaming consistently on what will happen. Will he get 20,000 viewers? Will he get 40,000 viewers? Will he get 500 viewers? Will he get 1,000 viewers? How many subs will he get? How many people will convert over from Twitch? And this is the first example we really have of like a really big influencer that was a live streamer. Like the only other corollary we have is like PewDiePie goes to DLive, and that's like not a thing. Like that's that's a joke. So Ninja being the first like really, really large live streamer to convert onto another platform and seeing what happens with that viewership over the next 6 months is extremely interesting to me. And if and it's like it's what makes or breaks like Mixer. Like if I was Mixer, and I know Mixer's gonna do this, you all in on Ninja. Like he's your brand representative, he's your face. He's the person that like is on the front page of the website. He's on the Xbox. He's on Microsoft marketing. You freaking type in Office 365 and log into your email, and there's Ninja's face right there. Like, hey, before you get on your email, I just want you to know I'm streaming on Mixer. You should check that out. Like you literally start Windows, okay? And it's like Windows 10 and Ninja's picture is right there. Like that's the level of marketing that Mixer needs to do right now to actually solidify this position. Like, they need to do everything they possibly can. Like, hey, you thought you were checking your email? You're watching Fortnite, dude. And it just, like, locks you in. Then Windows locks you in, and you have to, like, type your password to get out of Ninja's stream. And then it, like, doesn't... Like, that's the level that Mixer has to market this stuff at this point to get this on the map. If it works and Ninja has concurrent viewership that's significant and continues to talk up Mixer, we're actually going to have a lot of influencers start moving places. To me, like, if you ask me right now, hey, you're a new streamer, where would you stream? My answer wouldn't unequivocally, is that right, Twitch? It wouldn't necessarily be Twitch, which is like a year ago, I would be like, you'd be crazy not to stream on Twitch. I actually think that in a lot of cases, your total viewership can benefit a lot more if you are on YouTube. Not for everybody. I think Facebook gaming still doesn't own enough of the market. And I don't think their discovery is like super relevant for gaming streams. And Mixer is also just too small. Even with Ninja, I think Mixer's discoverability is just not there. Because the problem that Mixer has that Facebook gaming and YouTube doesn't have is Mixer's only source of discovery is people that use Mixer or hear about it from a third party. But that's not the case with Facebook and YouTube, right? With YouTube already has a user base that's 99% bigger than Twitch to begin with to pull from. So everybody that watches videos. Facebook already has billions of users to pull from in Facebook. So both of these have sources of discoverability that Twitch and Mixer don't have. Mixer, I think, is too risky. I think YouTube, already owning 20% of the market, incentivizing live streams, making them pretty easily discoverable, and just the whole benefit of that there, as well as Stadia's upcoming release, right? I would say that, like, as a new streamer, depending on what your field is, I would say that going on YouTube is not a bad move, especially if you are a game streamer, if you're streaming video games. YouTube is a way better vertical. I think also for like politics and anything like that, it's definitely better. So that's the first time, and like there may be a point in time coming really soon. And again, this is if like Twitch can't really change this. There may be a point in time coming really soon where it may not be clear to a streamer where they should start streaming, because right now, if you just look at the stats, it's just ridiculously, unimaginably impossible to actually run a successful stream on Twitch. You have 3 million active broadcasters per month. Only the top 5,000 have 700 viewers or more. And out of that top 5,000, right, there's very few people that are making like crazy amounts of income. But the market looks a lot more realistic when you go on to these other sites. So overall, I think this is like super cool. I'm super interested in what's going to happen. The biggest thing I don't know, and the thing that I really want to know, is like, how will Ninja's viewership respond? So, and I'll make a prediction, but I just want to state, like, I like to tell people when I know something and when I don't know something and things like that. I really don't know what's going to happen here. I have no real idea what is going to happen to the viewership, because there's no precedent for this, right? So my guess is that Ninja gets an initial very high amount of viewership, like something from 60 to like 90,000 concurrent viewers. And then from there, he falls off, but the question is to where. And that, I actually couldn't give you a guess on that. I don't know. I have no idea, actually. It would be I'd be completely pulling it out of my butt if I had any idea of what it was. So whatever that number is, though, I think makes or breaks Mixer, depending on like what the future holds. Like, this is Mixer's chance. Twitch, this is like equivalent of Own TV, if anybody is old enough to remember that. When like Twitch was messing up so bad on their chat services that they had a chance to take over that market share if it hadn't been run by like one guy who didn't pay people. This is like another one of those situations. Like, Twitch is declining in viewership. The brand has never been worse. The public opinion is like really bad. And this is like Mixer's chance. The free subs thing is huge because it immediately makes you feel like you're part of the tribe. You also see teen rated stream here. That's like really deliberate. Everything was previously set up, high grade, like production. Again, like this was industry wide. There was like nobody, that didn't expect this on the industry side. Yeah, TLDR, super, super good. I'm excited to see what happens. Should be really neat. It's going to, I really hope that there's competition coming for Twitch. It's long overdue. Twitch has gotten away with like so much, and the amount of problems that are piling up on Twitch's side, like, it would be really productive for them to have a serious meeting and be like, okay, like, we need to take these platforms seriously. Like, Twitch didn't lose its top streamer, but what they did lose was they lost a very brand friendly kind of face of gaming type personality, and they have to really do like a deep dive into why that happened. And hopefully I've already been doing that deep dive. Cool. Okay, so that's probably the end of the discussion, like the actual like me talking discussion, and I'll take some questions and stuff. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you. Toss the YouTube a follow or a subscription, whatever you call it over here, and then check out my Twitch stream too. Also my Discord. We do Discord, crazy amount of Discord. Discord.gg/Devin on the info section is a really good community, and would love you guys to be a part of that.